Hey everyone, it's Chris and welcome back to the channel. Now, if you want to create websites for businesses, I always tell people to handle the website hosting and maintenance as well. Now, many of you like me use things like WordPress or Drupal or other content management systems, or even some of you who are still much better than I am in hand coding an HTML site for customers. And when you do this, you can create a bit of nice one-time income. But in reality, it's the hosting and maintenance where you make all of your money. So as an example, if I charge, let's say, $1,500 to create a website, then normally that's kind of like a one and done thing. You might not hear from them for a year or ever for that matter. But we all know that, let's say, a WordPress or a Drupal website needs to be updated from time to time with patching, and we also know that every website also needs hosting to go with it. Now, many people out there, especially when they're starting out, they'll point their customers over to like one of the inexpensive hosting providers where they get an affiliate fee of $50, $100, or even $200. And that's you can also still do that as well, but that's not what I recommend. Instead, if you can charge as little as $50 to upwards of $200 a month for hosting and maintenance, you can continue to make money for years to come. Now, I have clients that have been paying me going on 7 years now. And if we want to look at, say, I'm charging $100 a month, that's $1,200 a year times 7 years, that's $8,400. That means I make 5 times from that client what I would make just from building a website. And in fact, I know some companies, they don't even charge a design fee. What they do is they just charge a flat $250 a month, and they'll keep those clients for years. And as you can imagine, it doesn't take long to get up to your $1,500 break even. Obviously some of these accounts could be a little bit more work than others, but overall you're looking to increase the lifetime value you get out of one of your customers. Now, if you're going to do this, frankly, you're going to need either a reseller or what's called a managed VPS, a managed virtual private server. Now, please don't do what I've seen some web designers do. You'll see a web designer buy just like an inexpensive, cheap website hosting for themselves, and then they add on a bunch of accounts as add-on domains into that singular account. And it's a horrible thing to do, right? And it's a nightmare because one, all it takes is one of your websites getting hacked, and like literally all of them will get hacked. Second of all, because they don't have their own individual accounts, a lot of times what will happen is these companies will have, let's say, an email provider that says, well, I need to get into your hosting account to set up your email or to make this change. And if you have all of your accounts in a single one, you're gonna be like, I can't do that. And they start questioning your professionalism. And then ultimately as well, these inexpensive website hosting, while they tell you unlimited accounts, frankly, they give you little resources, and the minute you start running more and more websites on there, you can have one of your customers' websites take off and it will degrade all the others. So it's really better off to have a program, a platform in place that allow them to have their own little account, even though you can't control it. Now, many of you watching are going to be like me and not know a thing about hosting. I'm not a network engineer, I'm a marketing guy, and before that I was a finance guy. I never had to deal with website hosting and routers and software, which is why I always recommend people who want to do this, go ahead and go over to a company called Liquid Web. You can see them back on the screen here. It's who I recommend. And you can either get a managed VPS from them, or you can get their WordPress hosting, which works great as well. Now, what I like about Liquid Web is they're really well known for their customer service, they're really well known for their high quality hosting. They're not known for being the cheapest. I'm not going to pretend that they're the cheapest, but again, many times you get what you pay for. And I've been able to go with them at times and be like, I don't know how to set up my private name servers for my customers. I don't know how to set up recurring SSL certificates to be renewed. And they were able to go in and do a lot of that stuff for me or walk me through it as well. Now, in addition to this, you'll get you have a choice of either staging environments or various different control panels, and you can talk to them about that. Personally, because I started this long before kind of managed WordPress was out there, I just use WHM and cPanel. It's kind of what I'm used to, but you can talk to them. They'll be able to tell you the best way to go about this. So you need to decide for yourself, do you use a managed VPS or do you use managed WordPress? And if all you're doing is WordPress, just go for a managed WordPress. You can start out with a single site and it allows you to grow as you go on. The other great thing about the managed WordPress platform is not only do they do the updates for you, but they also throw in software that I had to buy in the past, which was iThemes Security Pro, so you get a little bit of extra pro. They'll actually throw in Beaver Builder if you want to use that as well. So in that case there, they just make your life that much easier. Now, the other reason I like using Liquid Web is because you can start out on their lower plan, and as your needs change while you grow, you can just upgrade your account. In the past, when I first started this, I made the mistake of using inexpensive hosting, and then when I outgrew it and I needed to get better hosting, I had to go through the hassles of moving stuff over, and then a few times I had to restart from scratch just because they were based off the poor software of the old hosting company. If you start out with something good to begin with, it makes it easier when you need to upgrade. So if you want to start managing website for clients, and the best thing to do is just kind of get started hosting your own agency website. It will allow you to, one, get used to using the software, and we'll already have it set up and ready to go once you want to bring in a client right on top of it. So if you look at the links below, I have links to 2 different programs at Liquid Web. One is their managed VPS and the other is their managed WordPress. And whichever one you think you might use, go ahead. They have a chat function on there. You can talk to somebody on the phone and find out. They might have a coupon as well. But that's what I would do if you're going to start managing websites for clients. I would get a managed VPS with Liquid Web, and make sure it's a managed because you want them to do all the updates in the background. But if you have any questions about this, if I didn't explain it well enough, which it's possible I didn't, go ahead and leave a comment below and I'll try and answer it or do a follow-up video if you like. So thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next video.